Show and Tell podcast after dark. Today we're talking about anime, comics, and all that good stuff. I'd like everybody to introduce themselves. Let's go.
What's up? What's up? My name is Aaron Bates. How you doing? From Boston, you know what I mean? Hip hop artist. How's everybody doing?
Wait. How'd you get into comics? How'd you get into comics and anime?
Oh, since birth, I guess my father put me on. I didn't even know it was called anime until I got older. Like to be keep it real with you, like I was always into it. Even back to the old Godzilla films. I know it's not anime, but I've been a weird ass kid since the jump. Like I really didn't know what anime was until recently. I'm like, nigga, this is what anime is. Fuck it.
I fuck with it.
What's up? What it is? It's Yuki Moore. Everybody call me Yuki. Um, I've been into everything since I've been gaming. When I was young, from Sega to Atari and Dreamcast and all that, and then to transfer over to me being 8 years old watching Toonami, and so seeing stuff.
Tsunami.
And that's where like my evolution began.
My name is Antoinette. I go by Tony. I am an illustrator. I do digital art as well. How I got introduced to anime was also my dad. But yeah, it started off with video games first, like Resident Evil, Need for Speed, and then I just eased my way into anime on the VHS tapes.
Hey y'all, my name's Mango. Let's see. I guess my mom introduced me on accident. She used to just say, "Oh, watch this cartoon from going to Blockbuster on Saturday nights or whatever, just having a movie night." And then I got older, more into middle school. I got into it and video games and superheroes. I accidentally found one of my cousin's old comic books of like one of the old Batmans and Supermans, and I just read them and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. And then I was the one weird girl at the time at the big club of nerds that like talking about anime, and they're like, what do you know about anime? I'm like, I watch Inuyasha. Okay. I know what's up. But yeah, that's me.
What's going on, y'all? My name's Lamar, aka God Kage on Instagram. But I grew up on anime. Honestly, my father just was like, "You're not gonna be on this Western like cartoon shit wave." Like, not at all. I didn't stand a chance. Honestly, like Big O was like the first thing I've actually watched with him, like growing up and shit. I didn't develop like a liking into comics until I started making friends in middle school. And shit like that. And I just seen like Spider Man and Batman. I'm like, all right, I'll give it a try. But yeah, that's about it for me.
Hi, my name's Tajane Lamore, and I got into anime because I grew up in a Haitian household, and they're really strict. Yep. So, like, my parents always told me, like, it's always l'église, l'école, la caille. So that means it's home, church, school. So I spent a lot of time inside, and I don't know, I just gravitated towards anime because I felt like I know it stimulated my brain a lot. Like I like the story it told and like what it stands for, and it got me into its culture and everything. And that's all.
Yo, it's Extra God. Extra God on the mic. What's poppin', y'all?
Hey.
I'm a rapper, singer, songwriter, beat producer, clothing designer, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I first got exposed to anime. It's an interesting story actually. I had this cousin, right? We used to crash at her spot all the time when she's a little older, and she was actually dating this dude. And this dude was like, he was mad gangster, like he was a thug dude. You know what I'm saying? Like he was very street, but he happened like anime. So like one time she was chilling with him and he just had anime on TV. She was like, "Yo, you should let me bring this for my little cousin. I think they'll like this shit." And he was like, "All right." He let her hold down this anime called Sword for Truth, a real old school anime, and it was just the first time I was exposed to something like that because I'm used to watching Spider Man and Friends and shit, but like that's the only animation I'm used to. But then I see some shit that got like swears in it. It got samurais cutting each other up. There's mad blood in it. There's like this sex scene. There's titties in it. I'm like, there's titties, titties. Like I never seen no shit like that before in my life in like animation. I didn't know cartoons like not they're not cartoons, but I didn't know animations like that existed because I'm just used to some other shit. So like that really blew my mind, and I got exposed to that before Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon, but like I later on got into that stuff as well, and like Yu-Gi-Oh and shit like that. But that was my first experience with anime.
Bro, let's talk about it. What's called our generation. Okay, when I was in high school, when I was in middle school, I was doing the Naruto run, right? You know what I mean? Yo, bro, I'm sorry. I was very inspired by Naruto.
You was
know
that
what I
guy?
mean? I was running. I was going like that. I have hands on my head. Right now, what's called everyone's like, oh man, oh he's a fucking nerd, right? Now anime is mainstream as hell, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You still was a nerd for doing that.
Maybe, but I was like, bruh, how y'all niggas into that shit now, right? Right? Y'all niggas treating me like a fucking asshole. Treat me like-
I feel like nowadays a lot of people just in it because now it's a trend to be keeping it a buck with you because they don't only animes they know is Let's Be Real, Naruto. The same 3 animes is Naruto, maybe Inuyasha, and what's another one they usually
Everybody know
not even that.
Pokemon.
A lot of people dog on Dragon Ball. I'm like Naruto wouldn't exist without Dragon Ball. It's like come on now.
Real talk.
A lot of animes wouldn't exist. No influence. So you gonna tell me Sasuke and Naruto beef is in Vegeta and Goku? All right.
A blue nigga, orange nigga, yeah.
A lot of animes were influenced by either Yu Yu Hakusho, Inuyasha, or even
Hunter x Hunter.
what's it called again? JoJo's the original in the 80s. Also Hunter x Hunter. Even before that, we're going back to the 80s, bro. We're talking about Fist of the North Star. A lot of stuff was influenced by a lot of things. Yeah,
Don't sleep on
but I
Sailor
go
Moon.
back when like the original. You feel me? So. But nowadays, a lot of people only know about Naruto. That's their generic go-to is Naruto. They don't watch nothing else. But you don't watch nothing else. But get this Naruto, which is fine. But there's a bunch of other stuff you can watch.
A lot.
Isn't there a fourth mic? Well, all right, whatever. It doesn't matter.
This one?
Which is not plugged in. Anyway, why do you think right now it's more mainstream? Why do you think right now it's more trending?
Cause let's be real, a lot of the TikTokers and everybody who only watch Naruto and the same 3 animes, everybody's like, oh, I'm gonna watch that too. That's all they watch on a consistent basis, or whatever's on Netflix. And that's why they watch. Because a lot of people who are younger are just influenced by who they watch, like either their favorite YouTuber or their favorite TikTok person. You know how kids are nowadays. It's different. When we was growing, we didn't have like the people to look at to watch that. We watched because it was on TV. Like
Yeah,
you can't.
True.
When's the last time you seen actual titties on TV? Like they used to show Bulma's titties on TV. Like
Oh shit! Yeah,
they used to
that's
show
true.
titties.
Japan's different with they shit, definitely.
They didn't care.
I'll say it became mainstream. Like I agree with Aaron's saying, as well as with music, because everybody follow it with with anything the music says, and so now you got people with these like anime bars and people searching it up, and they're like, I gotta be hip. Like, what does he mean by that? What's her Rasengan? And so people are searching it up and like, oh wow, this is cool. Like I don't know why I was giving people shit about this, like. And so people are starting to realize like, oh, we was bashing this, but now we like it. It's kind of like weed being legalized. Like they made this big old thing, and then now everybody smoke. We could just legalize this shit. This shit is better than cigarettes. Like you know what I mean? Like so it's kind of like that situation. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it has its ups and downs with it being mainstream. I feel like the main problem is like people who hopped on the mainstream wave. They feel like they have like these crazy says because like, oh yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I can say it. And it's like, bro, you just binged it like in the last month, and you're talking to people who've been watching this for years, and you're coming out here crazy, and so you can see the shift between people who been watching it and playing the games and stuff like that, and people who just getting into it.
This side of the couch, because you guys been silent. Which called where were you guys when anime wasn't cool? Like what
Man, like I actually went to high school with Lamar, man, and like we had this art teacher who let us like crash like in his art room and just watch anime for hours and shit. And all type of shit. And like we would even watch it during class, like during art class. Like we would just it's art. You know what I'm saying? And he would just let us just be on the computer while everybody else is just chilling. Because a lot of people just chill at art class anyway, not really do shit. So like we would just fucking go and watch anime on the computer during class. And like niggas would walk by like, hey yo, these niggas watching anime.
and it'll be like some weird thing.
Whack.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
They're
whack. I'm
weirdos.
watching cartoons, man. You nigga, I'm like, yo, like back in our day, like niggas had to low key fight niggas just because you like anime. It's fucking crazy. It's real fights, bro. Real fight, bro. Like
Real fights, because you're like, first of all, I'm watching anime, but yet you know it's called anime. So how am I the dork if you know what it's called? I even know what it's called, but you call it anime, so you obviously watch it on the low. You literally had to physically fight people, and let alone
closet watchers.
right. And then makes it worse. It's like you watch WWE. Like we really want to go there, like. Like you want to go there, like you watch WWF, bro. Like we could do this, like we could really fight, and people would really want to fight you for that. Like, bro, it's not that deep, bro. It's not like I'm gonna hit you with a Kamehameha wave like in real life, bro. I can't do that. If I could, I would, but I can't.
Listen, some people do got the power of anime and God behind them, so you gotta watch out,
Bro, I'm always on Luffy
They
and
pull a
Yusuke
stance.
time.
You gotta run. You gotta run.
Yo. Nah. Or hands in the pockets, and they smile at you.
Or just start screaming. Don't forget the power up. The power up is scary.
And where were you guys at? Female perspective.
Oh yeah, for me, so I don't really have a problem with friends. It was more like at home, and my parents like watching anime with my parents. Now that was really interesting because they'd be like, they wouldn't get it, and I don't know. I feel like the culture difference, like, was really strong. Like, between them.
Which anime were you starting to watch when you were saying like this culture difference?
So as a kid, they were fine with it because I was a kid at the time. So as I got older and I continued to watch anime, they were like, I don't know, they'll see it as childish.
Well, what were you watching at the time?
I don't know. I could be watching like Ghost in the Shell.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, and then and I'm like, you don't understand what's going on. And like, you don't get it. And then, I don't know. It took some time. Like I got my dad into it after a while. Like he likes Attack on Titan. Like I found like
You should have gave him Afro Samurai. Then he would have really rocked with it.
I don't think he will like Afro. Like he likes. Like I put in French dub. Like he's Haitian.
Oh,
Like
nice.
he likes it. Like it was interesting to see him like when it's in there like something they understand. Like he was really into it and he would talk about it. I was like, yeah. Like I felt like once they like like I don't know, like put more language into it, I feel like it would be more big.
The French dub,
Yeah.
I've never heard.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really passionate.
but
It sounds so different. It's just
is
like,
it?
Yeah.
Because I listened to the Japanese like sub version, and I was like, the voice acting is so good, but the French, how is it? Like croissant. Like, I mean, I'm what are they like? I'm like, how does it sound? You know what I mean?
No, the voices were nice. Like I don't know, the way they speak. Like when you understand, like it just has a difference.
It's language of love.
Yeah. So they were like when they were talking about like they were really passionate and like you felt that. I was like, oh yeah.
I feel like when you introduce people to anime, you can't just be like, "Oh yeah, this is my favorite. Watch this." Like you gotta understand the person you're trying to introduce the anime to, so you can show them an anime is about what they do. Like if you have a friend that cooks, show them a cooking anime. They play sports, show them the sports anime.
Kind of swindle them,
and they're gonna be like,
into it.
"Dang man, this is actually sauce right here. Like I
That's
actually like
true.
this."
Because they really have animes
Literally
on
for everything.
every different genre. I wanted to get into that, but I want to ask you guys, the rest of you, same question.
I was definitely after school, like in the library, hiding in the aisles, just reading like mangas. Outside of that, I would just be at home watching like Rurouni Kenshin or Samurai X while I'm eating dinner. Letting the food get cold, waking up like, damn, gotta finish my food, but I gotta watch the next episode at the same time. So that was like my safe haven for watching anime outside of getting clowned for it. But I mean, I never really got that in school.
Did you have any female friends that were like watching anime as well?
Honestly, no. No, it was mostly like guys. Because the girls just want to worry about like looks and being cute. And I'm like, so yeah, they kind of slacking. And maybe there was a shame because there wasn't a lot of girls out there that was like, yo, I like this.
At least openly.
At least, exactly.
For me, I would say middle school people would like look at me weird because I would wear like a Sailor Moon t-shirt if it was Casual Friday, or I had well, no, that's not anime, or I guess if you want to count it, like the Boondocks. I would have their T-shirt, and they're like, "Oh, what is that? That's Adult Swim. That's a cartoon." I'm like, "No, it's an anime." I would try to correct them, and then they'll get in their feelings and like, "Oh, that doesn't make sense" or whatever. But then I did find that one friend. God sent me one in 8th grade. And she rocked anime hard. Like she was that girl who would get the sneakers, had the stickers, like backpack. Like she was that girl. And I was like, you know what? We watched some of the same things. Let's just be friends. And we were friends for a long time. And I would just go over her house, watch anime. She'll introduce me to like more anime, like Classroom Assassination. I didn't watch it until I seen that. Oh god, there's a lot, but yeah, that was really for me. Damn, you love that. She was my one friend, but it worked out.
All right, bro. So for me,
Mhm.
this is gonna be kind of weird, wild, because like my parents were separate. Well, I grew up in a separated household,
Mhm.
so I was with my mother and my stepfather for the week, and then my biological father.
Daddy issues. You was Zach and Cody, huh?
Yes, sir. So on the weekday, my parents, have a very religious and strict household where there is no TV. Like the only way I can watch TV is if I read for a certain amount of time, and that's the amount of time I can watch something. And it's like, unless it was the Bible, then it's like, double whatever. It was pastors, so they was playing that pretty hard. So like I said, cartoons was something I was like, nah, I'm not gonna just be reading just to watch some fucking cartoons. But my father on the weekends, he was just like, yeah, he was into engineering at the time, so he was just heavy into Macross Frontier, fucking Big O, any mech shit, or like Aeon Flux, or just like futuristic, like sci-fi shit. He was just heavy into that shit, which is also how I got into hentai. So it's wild.
Shout out to hentai.
Yeah, shout out to hentai.
All right,
But yeah,
I was gonna say, let's fight. What's it called?
I just want to say, I feel y'all pain, what y'all went through growing up, because I didn't go through that. I was the guy people was going to the house to play the Naruto Chronicle games and stuff like that. And then now I'm here, I'm like, damn, people was really getting backlash for this, and I was really like on the other side where people were like, yo, bro, can we go to your house and play that game? Because I don't got it. Yo, you got the Chronicle 3? Yeah, let's play the Ultimate Ninjas. You know what I mean? And so it's like, it's crazy hearing like the actual other side of it,
When I said let's fight, this is a question that was submitted. It was more of a statement. Anime is written for mostly men. Do you agree or disagree?
Disagree, because the women in anime be beating the main characters' asses all the time. Nami, Chi-Chi, Poma, freaking Mikasa. It goes Sailor Moon. There's a lot of anime. In any anime, you can be the strongest character, but let you talk smack to the female if you want to. You're gonna get your ass beat. You can have she has no powers, but she always beat the main character who's planet buster level for some reason.
Fairy Tale.
Urza is a problem. Urza is no joke.
Natsu can't even beat her. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
he can, but he don't. That's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to anime, females run shit. Like they do. They favor it. That's what I don't think I like. That's what I love about an anime. But it's kind of depends, because there still is fan favorite shit. What's it called again?
fan service.
No, what's the word it's called? When fuck it, we're gonna call it fan favorite shit. Like they add the titties and all that for the people who are horny niggas. They go for those people.
Jiggle physics?
No, there's a name. Fan service. Fan service is what it's called. Fan service. That's the only thing I don't like. Is the fan service. It kind of ruins it. They also do with the main characters, but they gotta show their titties. I'm like, bro,
Dude, I enjoy fan service.
that doesn't bother me.
you're part of the problem.
They actually like it's people like who read the manga and then they want the anime to be exactly how the manga. Because the manga is raw. Anything you watch, if you're just an anime watcher, anything you watch is 10 times more raw in the manga. They just lighten it up so that they can have more viewers to watch it. So people who are new, they're like, oh yeah, it's cool. But like normally, but that's the thing. You can watch Berserk and it's like, oh, it's crazy. But you read it and you see the detail and it seems more dark and more demonic. You know what I mean?
You're saying Berserk scene was worse than
in the manga?
scene in the movie is worse than the manga?
The manga is always gonna be way more detailed. Like even like the Jujutsu Kaisen movie, amazing. But the manga's detail
Facts.
show way more demonicness to it than in the movie. Movie's nice, but if you only watch the movie, it's like, oh yeah, it's cool. But you read the manga, you be like, damn,
Source material.
this certain things should look more, you know what I mean, more darker.
Also, I would say show that didn't do fan service. I'll say Attack on Titan is doing really well without doing fan service. So it's possible to not do fan service and be successful. It's all about who you go to as analysts. Let's be Mappa is killing the game with everything. But I would say only Attack on Titan got it. Every other anime, they do have little fan service, but it's not big.
I do want to say something about that, what you just said, because the fan service for Attack on Titan, the thing is, when it comes to fan service, you gotta remember is that, again, if there's certain things in the manga that people want in the anime, Attack on Titan don't really have like all that action, just to be honest, besides like the gore. But they putting that there. But like if they had like, you know, Eren with Mikasa taking a bath or something, then that'd be more that's when the fan service comes in. Yeah, I knew you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying you don't need fan service for it to be a successful anime. Attack on Titan is a great example of that. You know what I mean? Even when I can't say Hunter x Hunter because that's true. The homie. What's the? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, Ahsoka on a different level, man. That's fan service, which is wild. But people actually want him to be that way. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all?
Still though, if we're on the same topic of like is like shonen's is literally we're talking about this, Lamar, right?
Yeah.
Shonen is actually written for like young male teens, right?
I was
Teens in general.
I was gonna bring that up because like earlier we were talking about that, about shonen and other things like that. But like I think women, they get representation in anime because there's a lot of cool characters and stuff that are women. But like,
Not the protagonist.
You can say.
What, you ever watch Fruit Basket, bro?
Mikasa's
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like,
wait, because it's barely a protagonist, bro.
Sailor Moon.
right, Sailor Moon, right?
Sailor
True.
Moon's
Dragon
from the
Ball.
90s,
Teachers,
dude.
these are all
Or
protagonists.
Go Proxy
It's part of the main story.
is another one. But like, Ghost in the Shell.
Ninja
But
Scroll.
yeah. But what I was gonna say is that there's a misconception because shonen anime is just the most popular anime right now. Everybody, like people who. In Western, exactly, because the people who know about anime out here know about Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, all that shit is shonen. They don't know that there's other whole genres out there where it's really, there's like girl stuff. I forget what it's called in Japanese, but shonen is known
Shoujo,
as boy stuff.
believe.
And
Fruits
there's-
Basket.
yeah, fruit basket. There's
Yeah,
another
it's called- I
genre
think
that's
it's
known
called
as girl
shoujo.
stuff, where there's a whole bunch of girly things that you can watch and read and all this, and like, yeah, people, that just doesn't get as much play out here because nobody really knows about that. But there's a whole genre that's just for girls,
What's
and like,
Let me hear from the woman though. Like representation in anime. Do you guys feel like there's enough? Do you feel like you're content with the characters? How do you guys feel?
double micer.
Triple it up. Kill a kill.
Ooh, that's another one. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
I think I'm pretty good with the representation, to be honest. There's a variety, so it's like you can't say, "Oh, there's not enough," because there's animes you haven't watched yet. I'm thinking of one. She's not like the main character, I guess. Oran Host Club. Yeah. Okay. I was like, yeah. Yeah, so like I like her. She's a strong-willed, independent woman. Like her backstory. So it's like people can relate to that if they choose to, but you can relate to it.
You did say Inuyasha earlier, so Kagome.
Yeah. Hold up.
It is what it is, but listen,
It's-
but Kagome ran the whole kind of thing. Her and
Moon. Yeah.
Who can beat her? Like,
She's a crybaby though. I like her, but
no, but then Urza, we could do. There's a lot of.
yeah, you can.
There's a lot of.
Like there are some like good female character animes. Like I don't know if you guys see Michiko. Like I thought that was a really cool anime, but I don't feel like there's enough.
Wait, is it
girls.
Michiko and Hodgkin?
Give us a little background, just a quick summary.
Michiko is based in Brazil about like a woman.
Oh,
named
yeah.
Michiko,
Oh,
and
yeah.
She's looking for her boyfriend's daughter.
Mhm.
Like story gets deeper, but I feel like there are a lot of women in anime, but I feel like visual wise, like I like to separate the story sometimes from the artwork because I like anime as an art form also, and I feel like it's catered towards like more like man and like the male gaze and stuff like that. Like even though the stories are cool and stuff, but I do think like it's still more.
Male gaze.
Yeah, that's the fan service I'm talking about. That's 30 fans. They like, yeah, I want to see titties.
Do you feel like? Wait. So do you feel like there's enough female representation in anime, or would you like there to be more?
I would like to see more like African American, like
Oh, that's
or
real.
African dark skinned women and girls. Like I feel that representation needs to be more amplified than that. Like there are different types, but yeah, I do want to see more of that.
What was the anime you were talking about again?
Michiko?
That's the one where she got like a fro, right?
No,
No.
she has a long hair. Her daughter or the girl she's rescuing, she has a white fro.
Okay.
I think she escaped from prison, didn't she?
No,
And the
she was an
cops were
orphan.
looking. No. The girl, the lady that's looking for her.
She escaped from prison.
Yeah, because the cops were looking for her. Yo, she was bad. She got
I
on
think
that
I know what you're talking
motorcycle.
about. I haven't seen
and
that one
just
yet, though.
fucked it up.
I want to give some time to that one because I heard about that. That was some fire.
It was. It's you should watch
I
it.
don't know if it's about to be a topic change, but I do want to get on what she just said because she was saying how you just said like I think it was you saying wasn't like enough ethnicity or something like that, and that's a conversation that comes up a lot.
Mhm.
Where I have this agree and disagreement situation because it's like it's kind of like going to the museum and being like, I wish the Mona Lisa was black. You know what I mean? Yeah, you didn't paint it. Yeah.
I know you want that, but you wouldn't even say anything. It's not your.
Yeah,
I get it.
but it's
like,
understandable.
I understand, but it's like you didn't create it at the end of the day. So I get you feel that way, but it's not yours. If you want to do that, you can do it yourself.
Yeah, and which I have a few friends on Twitter. They had made the manga God Punch. You know what I mean, and stuff like that, which is a black manga made by a group of people that got together and made this black manga, which is cool stuff. It's like it's starting up, but at the end of the day, mangas made by middle-aged Japanese men. They're not really watching what the hell we doing out here,
Right.
nor like really like, oh, let me watch what Americans are doing so we can make our animes around that. It's like, nah, they're in their own world. We're just tapping in because the thing is, we're really privileged in the U.S. Whether we broke, poor, rich, we're really privileged, and we don't really notice that because like we can watch Japanese and Korean and you know Bollywood films, but out there their internet's restricted. They can't watch our stuff, or they have to go through these little loopholes to like watch things that's not in their country. So it's like they're in their own bubble where we're able to tap into all these little spaces, which that's what makes America cool in a way, besides all the other stuff.
Yeah, like I totally agree with what you said. Like when I mean like more like diversity, I feel like also we should come out and like a lot of people are coming out as like anime artists. They're moving to Japan and getting into the anime industry. I feel like more of that should happen too, and I want to see more diverse anime from that.
I would say the biggest diverse anime, and probably nobody here watches it, is One Piece. Every character there is literally different. It's Luffy's the main character is Brazilian. Literally, yeah. But hey, that's the most diverse anime because the creator literally does his research on history and like years ago, centuries ago. Every character, the main character is Brazilian. Everybody on the ship is different ethnicity: Japanese, Dutch, French. Frankie's American. Doflamingo's Mexican. Everybody is a different ethnicity, and it's not just Japanese. Like everybody's a different ethnicity.
Check it out though. Okay, so One Piece was getting a lot of criticism for like the way that they sorry bringing it back to this conversation, but the way they draw their woman, right? So Nami, they said like their women have like very great background stories, very good stories, but like there was like at least what I was reading online is that people are having a big issue with like women getting over sexualized in anime and manga and shit like that. So Nami was a good character, but she's like this big titty bitch. You know what I mean? Like like huge titties. You know
Do
what
you
I mean?
not like big titties?
like that? Like does that? I was gonna ask like does that bother you guys that like every like when like women are like drawn, they're always like over sexualized.
I mean, I would say to an extent because like you think about like Black Clover, like some characters are young, so it's like where's the threshold with the age limit of their maturity? Like as soon as they're 14, they gotta be triple D's. Like that's kind of ridiculous, you know? Or like them being super powerful or like a great character, they have to be so voluptuous in that aspect. I feel like there should be a limit to that. And like, you know, like you were saying before, like you don't have to be a great character to have all of this.
So a lot of us Americans over here, we don't like it, or some do, like you said.
You
know what I mean?
I like it.
No, I know it's nothing wrong with that. I'm saying as in, but for them, they kind of use it as like for a comedy relief thing. As if you notice that even in Fire Force, it's looked at as a gag. Now it's not supposed to be that, but us looking at it that way, we like to sexualize it, but they don't mean it in that way all the time. It's like, nah, this is what they gag, because a lot of times it don't be for the whole episode. It'd be for like a couple of seconds, and then that's just what it is. It's more for a gag.
Speaking of culture, like this is coming from a place where you can buy worn panties from a vending machine.
I was about to get into that because I studied Japanese. I studied Japanese culture, and the thing is that again, we have to understand we're privileged, and we also gotta make sure we're not ignorant about how other society works besides the one we're accustomed to, because outside of the U.S., rules are different. You know what I mean? In DR, PR, you can be with somebody at 14. You know what I mean? We look at it crazy because we're accustomed to the rules here. Out there, it's normal. If you're born there to those rules, it's natural to you. So it's, you know, that's one thing we got to make sure we're mindful of, because you know, within the Japanese workspace stuff, they work 14, 16 hours. The women and men there are sex deprived. They're the country with the most like sex deprived people.
They got a huge population though.
Like weird things going on.
They be getting busy, nigga.
Yeah.
In that
like
small window of time, they be getting busy, yo.
And they be so tired because they work 14 hours, go sleep a few hours, eat, go right back to work another 14 hours. That's why, you know, these motherfuckers be dying making these stories. Like you be hearing them like literally dying trying to finish the story, or they got to take a break because of their health, because that's how hard they work. But then that's why they have like, you know, escorts is normal in their country and stuff, like whether you're like 16, whatever the case may be. And you don't have to do anything. You could just be date, lunch, stuff. You give them the vibe like I spent time with the opposite sex, because they're both deprived of that. Even the women there have to go to school of how to get a man. You know what I mean? Like they have school etiquette of how to get a man and hold a man down, because men work so much or women work so much. So it's like, it's really crazy. So when they you know, so when you put that into your art or your work, it's like it's kind of mentality. Like it's kind of like being in a world you just never masturbate, but you got all this tension, so you're just like, oh, let me just try a little something.
It's like drawing erotica, man. It's like literally that, and then to the point where even their porn is blurred out. Like it literally is not a very sexualized area.
I'm still trying to find out, and I'm still trying to ask from this conversation, right? So right, over sexualization of like women in comics, people think that that's a thing. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but like say like Demon Slayer. I think I was talking to you, or I was talking to a few people about like when they said they made like so and so, like she became busty, and that turned them off from like the story. You know what I mean? A lot of people, a lot of women that I've talked to have said that like what's called once like oversexualization comes off, that doesn't happen. They're not able to like resonate with the story anymore, and they just give it up. I'm glad to have a penis, because none of that shit matters to me. But that is the thing that the people say.
The one thing I want to say is, before you even start, is that we got another thing we gotta understand. Manga artists, mangakas, is the number one job in Japan over everything. Is it really? Yeah, it makes the most money. It's the biggest thing. They literally have billboards. Every you will see manga hentai everywhere. It's normal. It's like it's huge.
You know
they have statues of these anime characters.
You know
everywhere.
the Demon Slayer mangaka is a female.
Yeah, but also think about this.
But I'm saying she turned like that when she had the girl turn into like an adult and then become busty. That fucking pissed a bunch of women off.
Yeah, but it's known. But also, who are they to say anything at the end of the day? And also, men are also very sexualized in anime too. Have you seen Escanor?
Okay.
Goku, every Dragon Ball character, men and females are sexualized. One Piece too. Every anime, it's not just females, men and females get sexualized, but no one says anything about it when it's a dude. But when it's a female, every males and females get sexualized in anime. It's even. That's just fan service situation. You want to see Goku when why is his shirt ripped off? Like for no reason. He won't even be battling that hard. Like he just be having his shirt ripped off.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes the way I see it is like it's a drawing. Like it's not even a real character. Like,
Why you mad? Like,
like sometimes like they're not gonna be like draw the same way like each single time. Like I've seen so many renditions of characters with different bodies. Like I don't really think that matters.
It doesn't.
So it doesn't turn you off.
No.
Okay.
But there is one thing they do have is that you can marry a hologram there. So if you do find your favorite character and get a hologram, get married to the hologram.
Or you can play VR.
Who wants that? You can have her like virtually cleaning dishes.
All that money.
Wait a second. But okay, I was talking to you, right? And you were saying that like the oversexualization of like characters does turn off like a big portion of women, like because they're like, dude, why does everyone have to be buzzy? Why is everything appealing to the male gaze? Which I agree with. You know what I mean? It's just like why is everything appealing to the male gaze? Why is everything fucking jiggle physics? I mean, it's like it's whatever. I kind of enjoy it, but I was like, but it is kind of like if I was a female, I would notice it.
You would or wouldn't?
I would notice it. If I was noticing that this artist is kind of appealing more towards men.
But wouldn't that just mean that us as society kind of over sexualize things too? Because it's kind of like this No, I'm just saying in general because it's a double-sided thing where you look at it and be like, oh, that's weird. But then you got the other side that's like running through New York with no shirt on, talking about free the titties.
Right.
So it's like, what do you want? Do you want us to be nude and happy, or do you want us to cover up, or you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's Japanese politics versus like U.S. politics.
Yeah, but it's more of the Western culture saying that rather than the other cultures saying that. They're the ones we're the only ones that's really complaining about that. And again, men and females are very sexualized anime all the time. There's literally have you seen Fairy Tail? Grey literally strips every time, butt naked, fully.
That's true. And
Aaron
Food
Yeager.
Wars.
It was a scene with no shirt on, where just put a shirt on in slow motion, like it was with abs and everything. Go. Food Wars, a perfect example. Every anime sexualizes male and female. It's not just female sister. That's all they talk about. But you'll never hear men saying, "Yo, this nigga's got a shirt off for no reason." How many times you see anime fights and a dude?
Club.
Right.
I mean, they're clothed, but they still like they're low key.
The outfits be a little questionable.
Escorts for high school girls.
Not even that. A great, very sexualized new anime, Tokyo Revengers. These niggas are middle schoolers with six packs with no shirt on every time. Beaten nude. They be nude. They be nude. Like Tokyo Revengers is very, and those were middle school kids, sexualized kids, men and women sexualized. More men sexualized in Tokyo Revengers than the women. But it's still even on every anime, men and women are very sexualized. But only we view it that way because I don't really care. If I'm watching it, I'm just watching it for the story. You shouldn't go in there and think about, oh, this girl got big titties. If you do, that's on you. That's
interesting because that reminds me of, I don't know if any of y'all watched it, but Prison High School.
Yeah.
That is very over sexualized for women, and I liked it. I thought it was funny as hell. But somebody else would watch it and be like, "Oh, that's too much. Like, why are girls' panties being shown?" I'm like, really? So that's wrong. But we can watch Looney Tunes and watch them blow each other up, and Tom and Jerry saw each other in half. That's cool. Okay, just saying.
I remember I watched what's the anime that you brought up earlier with the female protagonist? Kill la Kill. I was watching Kill la Kill with a girl and
weird. I mean, that wasn't weird, but I liked it.
I liked it too. It was awesome. Dope action scenes, a cool storyline, all that. But like I remember I was watching with a girl and she's not that familiar with anime, so I'm like just putting her on to shit. And we watched Perfect Blue, also a female lead. It's not like action adventure, but it's dope, psychological thriller. But we can watch Eon Flux that's American, but Eon Flux is shit. But we watched Kill la Kill together, and she noticed that there'll be fights and with female characters fighting, and it's like a dope action scene. And next thing you know, like somebody's panties get shown, and it's like random sexualization out of nowhere. But it would come through as comic relief though. But as an American viewer who's not used to anime, she did find that shit mad. We're like, why they always showing her fucking panties for? Why can't they just fight? I'm like, it's Japan. Like, I didn't really know what to tell her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you see that mindset? It's like, why can't you just kill him?
Yeah.
I love Fire Force.
She's a problem every time. And she's a problem, but that's just she just has what's it called? Her lucky lures or something like that.
In the cat ear.
Yeah,
What?
but that's their way of doing things in anime. I get why people feel that way, but it's like at the end of the day, that's more of a Western thing that we over sexualize things. Whether in Japan, every culture is like, yo, this is fire, this thing's dope, and they look at it as a fun thing.
As an example about how the sexuality is in Japan, like a lot of people don't know this. They have a whole parade where they carry a giant penis. You can look this up. It's real. Several miles down some main street, all the way up a mountain to a shrine, and they decorate the shrines to look like a giant vagina. So the whole parade, they're marching this giant penis to a giant vagina, and then when the two meet, everybody goes, yeah, shit, yeah. And then they make prayers to like some fertility god, and then they go home and fuck.
Okay.
Real Japanese, yeah.
That's real.
They do that for real.
Wait.
Yeah, sure.
We've already been kind of talking about it, but like, what's the difference between like Western animation and like Eastern animation? So like Western animation, you see the porn because we don't have hentai.
Boring.
I ate her bing bong.
Right? Bro, he even heard me. I said boring.
Oh, you know, he loud.
I know, right? I make music. I'm always loud. I can. But I think Eastern is more like Western. My fault. Western over here, I think it's more boring. Like there's really no story over here. Rather than over there, it's way more boring over here. You be like, all right, not everyone,
but disagree. These things about disagree. Oh, okay. Yes, insane. You finished?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What I was gonna say is the thing is that we have to understand is that I ain't trying to get all political and shit right now, but America.
Let's go.
America is a corporation. It's not a country. So like, the thing that they feed us is nostalgia. So when we watch DC and Marvel and Looney Tunes, it's just the same thing, recolored, redecorated, same story over and over and over. It doesn't evolve because they don't want us to evolve.
DC.
Whereas everybody else.
Wait. DC animation is fucking killing it.
No,
bro.
That's just killing it.
Listen,
Batman animation, that's the shit. Young Justice, that's the shit.
No, listen.
Okay?
I'm not knocking the animation. What I'm saying is, it's the same story. They kill a universe to remake a new Superman. This ain't work out. Let's cue this universe. Let's remake. But it's the same cat and dog chase all the time.
Okay.
With anime, is an evolution. They don't go backwards. It's more. There's a new story. There's a new thing. They develop more. They don't go backward. They go forward.
To piggyback on that is one thing I noticed. Like we're all growing up and stuff, and like we see like these young kids, they got their new shit, like they got the new Teen Titans and shit. We're like, that wasn't my Teen Titans. Like,
new
I watched some
recycled.
Yeah, some new shit. But like to piggyback on what you were saying with the corporations and shit, it does go deep because one day it just randomly hit me like, yo, the reason why they do this is so that they can give the next generation the same shit. Like it's for business, it's for money. Like exactly. Like I'm over there like, why what's up with all these remakes? Like they don't want to come up with something new. Like no, they don't, because they want the next generation to know who Mickey Mouse is. Because Walt Disney has been around for a very long time, and there's a reason for that. Every time there's a new crop of kids who don't know who Mickey Mouse is, we'll give them the same shit. It's gonna be updated so it looks standard, like with wherever technology is right now. But it's gonna be the same shit. We're just gonna keep giving them the same shit. So generation after generation, we can keep making money. Why make some new shit? Like that's why they have a new Lion King. I'm like, this ain't my LionKing. Yeah, it's not. It's still Lion King though.
Dude, what I'm saying is that like
Right.
Castlevania is Western made, right? and that shit was fucking crazy. That shit was fire, right? Yo,
It was
dude.
animated in America.
Exactly, but see what I'm saying?
No.
America's known for stealing shit. For example, Lion King was based off of was based off of Japanese. Yeah, Kimba the Lion.
I don't
So-
care. Yeah,
But you
I
did-
don't
but
care.
that's-
We Tory Lanes and shit. Like, you know, like we take it, we make it better.
No, we don't make it better at all.
You said Castlevania wasn't crazy animation.
No, hold on. No, your point was saying as in like American made. I said, but they stole that from Japanese, which is what America's known for doing. And for example, to piggyback on what you're saying
You
too
have to
about
steal it.
no, you don't. You don't have
To-
to do it.
wait,
You don't have to steal.
You
sound like Triple H. You sound like Triple H.
bro.
You sound like Triple
Bro, wait,
Triple H.
bro.
Oh God.
Nigga, wait. Bro, what's called Japanese is Japan is leading in the animation, right? You'd have to steal that. You'd have
You
to
don't have to steal.
No. Japan is the level. That's what we're trying to. It's called Sakuga art, right? Now you'd have to steal that style because there's already a bar set
So
in order
question.
for animation.
So
Right?
question.
you
catch
have
it
to
from
you have
after.
to you have to make that.
So question, right? So and piggyback is also kind of ties into this two together. So the reason, even with DC, who do they always recycle? Batman or Superman or the Justice League. And if they can't do that, they try to use a different character. Who they based off of? Batman, Batwoman, Harley
Batman's
Quinn. That's
the
all.
only
I'm
thing that
saying.
sells
But I'm trying to say is that for DC comic books are amazing, but either they still do the recycle same material. And for the original creators, back to what you're saying, if you have to copy, how come the original creators of Batman, Superman, they have to copy Japanese culture to create what they did?
No, when I was saying copying their animation style, not copy their.
Even
their
now, the
stories.
original Batman, the Batman anime series, Batman Beyond, those are all original, not copied work.
No, Batman.
No, the
is,
Samurai Batman was copied. I'm saying
no,
that, but I'm saying
Batman
before
is
that.
Batman is a tired, recycled fucking story that's been retold over story. It's terrible.
But that's the point. Where literally, you literally just pulled out a point.
The fact that he said that, and even in the show, they keep reminding us, bro, you're just doing a suit. Like all the heroes keep telling him that, and then we just keep eating it.
said it.
Bro,
No, I don't get it.
Even Batman. Wonder Woman tried this. He said, "Bro, I'm a nigga in a suit."
7 o'clock.
Issues, a lot of issues.
Because
With this.
okay. So one of the next questions was also, why is it easier for people to get into anime, than it is comic books, Western comics?
Because it's very intimate. You feel you fall in love with the characters. No, many times I cried.
And villains.
Friendship.
Heroes, villains, all
The
that.
power of friendship. They do that in like every anime though.
It depends on which one.
If it's a
Almost
shonen,
any,
It's a
yeah.
popular theme though. Yeah.
if it's a
That is,
shonen,
yeah, for sure.
Believe in the power of the cards.
I would say that's more for shonen junk. Because a lot of animes I've watched them, it's like this ain't got nothing to do with friendship. You see their backstory, you see how they struggle. You're like,
Baki.
Lee,
Baki.
your family died, your sister died. She was only 2 years.
My
old.
daddy killed my mom.
You fall in love with their characters within 3 minutes. You're like, oh snap! Why they kill homie? Yo, Digimon.
True.
You feel bad for everybody. Yo.
That is
Can
full of
can I give you guys a perspective and see what you guys think? Now, anime is doing better than manga is doing better than Western comics, because one, Western comics have 1,000 authors for one character. Who the fuck is this character? Who the fuck is Spider-Man if fucking 500 people are fucking writing him? You know what I mean? Who's Batman if, dude, in one of the last Batman movies, he was fucking Barbara Gordon.
He was
Right?
fucking Barbara Gordon.
Dude, and that was like that's that's his like prodigy. Like I was like, dude, you would think like so.
I think
and
you're talking about the Killing Joke, right?
Killing Joke.
Yeah.
But that wasn't in the original Killing Joke. So it was like, so when we think of Batman, we think, oh, this guy has standards. He wouldn't fuck
No, he doesn't.
But we're thinking like bro,
Wait, bro.
Forgot wings.
we're thinking
I
like,
just won't
bro,
shoot
this dude is like, he's not gonna fuck a prodigy that he's raising, right? You know what I mean? And in the Killing Joke, he fucks a prodigy that he's raising. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, you just like,
That's the joke.
you know what I mean? That's kind of weird.
Wasn't that written by the dude who wrote Sin City though?
Nah, but
Frank Miller?
But technically, he didn't fuck her prodigy because at the end of the day, she was raised by Gordon, and all Batman did was teach her how to fight. He didn't raise her. He just.
The moment you put on the suit, bro, and you go around with the motorcycle.
She was first of all she was above age. Like Batman cares. Like Batman cares. We talk about Batman. We talk about Batman here. He is their most. Think about it, right. We talking about like the most best written character in every DC. Batman is the most well written character out of any DC character.
So hold on.
He's which is why they recycle him so much. So I'm like, I don't mind that story because at least Batman has something to go with. Every other character is boring. Superman is the most boring superhero of all time.
Superman be beating up personality.
He has a pink kryptonite that could turn him gay in an instant.
What the?
Every kryptonite, no.
See?
No, it's true. Every kryptonite.
You'd be surprised when you
no,
put it.
every kryptonite turns him into a different thing. And no, seriously, every kryptonite turns into a different thing. He's boring. Superman is very boring. Think
He's
about
the
it.
Rainbow
They give him so many powers for no reason. Like, why do you need that? Who are you fighting?
God.
Who are you fighting? He fought God at one point.
What I that must be meth.
And his zombie can fight better than
Like Bizarro's way strong. Like Bizarro is way stronger than Superman, but because he's stupid, Superman can outsmart. I'm like, Superman, you don't need to outsmart Bizarro. Just throw him in space.
Superman can definitely throw a laser at that.
That nigga Doomsday
Bizarro's
came
mad
down
strong.
to Earth and just killed Superman and left. He's like, where's this nigga at? Just killed
Killed him,
bodied him,
and then came back to life. For what? How do you?
I wanna wrap it back around to the difference, and the difference is, and it goes back to what I said before. It's corporation. So like we said, they're recycling it because there's no other stuff. Like we said, we're comparing. We have to say the word manga because it's a whole variety and selection. And then we have to literally specifically say DC and Marvel because we can't even say any other brand. You know, so like you said, how many writers got to write this one person story? This is all we have. We have these two, DC and Marvel. You know, and all we can do is keep rewriting, making new stories with whatever character. We can kill these people off and bring them back, make you fight. That's when we can make you feel something. But the difference is, like again, you got a whole bunch of varieties with the mangas. You got the power of friendship going on. Whereas Western comics is a lot of people don't read DC or Marvel comics like that, but it's very gory. There's always rape. There's always kills. Mm-hmm. There's a lot.
I grew up watching
reading
Spawn. There's
a lot of
rape. I always said there's always a rape scene in the anime. We're like, why is that there? But
no, that's it. You just said anime. You said DC.
No, DC too. Isn't every?
But the thing is like when you really just read Marvel DC stuff, it's just always dark. Mm-hmm. And what we see in the videos and the movies and stuff like that, it's just like, and like again, another artist trying to make it something so they can feed it to people because like we can't just give this and then we can't have the kids to watch it. We need something that everybody can watch, and that's where Marvel mastered that in the cinema because they made it in a way where they're not going too on a tangent from their comic books, but it's allowing everybody to actually enjoy around not just in America, around the world. Compared to like just like DC, it's not really around globally like that.
So I'm saying boil your what you were saying down into points. So when we were saying like why are people going to anime more than Western comics?
So to sum it up, really, is that there's a catalog, there's a variety, like literally
into points.
There's anything like we said earlier. If you like cooking, if you like this, if you like that, if you swimming, there's a swimming manga, there's a swimming anime, there's a tennis, cricket, like
more stories.
You know what I mean?
For
But
everybody.
it's not because they have more stories. It's different. It's different groups of people. It's not like it's one big. It's not Ghibli Studios making all of this. You know what I mean? It's different people. It's literally a house with 6 people working 14 hours a day making their own manga, and hopefully it sells. It's like that's their way of making music,
bro. But what I'm saying is like, all right, they're making mangas about fucking tennis and basketball and stuff. There's no DC Marvel shit about that, is there?
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah,
there's not at all. I'm saying anime, manga, they're able to tell different stories about different things.
Because it's relatable. Think about it. I feel like for manga at least, people who watch anime, you watch what you feel like you can relate to. You fall in love with those characters. You're like, oh, I can relate to this character specifically. Like, let's be real. A lot of us relate to not me specifically, but a lot of people relate to Naruto because his backstory. Like, yeah, I felt like this growing up. Or a lot of people feel like Eren Yeager, or feel like Mikasa, or feel like any character. Like, you want to be the best, you want to be the strong, but you're the weakest one to link. They have a goal. They don't always reach their goal, but they will die reaching that goal at the end of the day. To be the best cook, to be the best ball player. You're not guaranteed that goal, but you still can try. You're gonna have trials and tribulations. You're gonna have death in the family. You're gonna have cancer at one point. You may beat it. You may not. Hell, the main character may not even be the main character. That happens a lot in a lot of manga. Attack on Titan. What's it called again? Even it's gonna escape my mind. Tokyo Ghouls like that. You thought the main character was this, but now he wasn't the main character. Yeah, it's a lot of in anime you fall in love because it's intimate. You're not guaranteed. You can't fall in love with characters easily because they all end up dying. You can't fall in love with nobody, and it's more realistic. It's not like Superman died. He gonna come back.
I wouldn't say just real. I wouldn't even say.
I mean, Goku came back though, like 5 times this year.
They don't change in the way we used to see in character. Like
exactly.
Like just a quick add on. Like it's like you said, Batman. Batman, Superman, whoever. They rate about so many people. One, Batman's a good guy. Now Batman's a god killer. Now Batman's killing people. Batman's having sex with Batgirl. Like, it's like you got so many personas of this one person. Where in anime, it's like that one person did what they do, and that's it. It doesn't like always rewrite the story and make Eren never became a Titan.
Different universes, different universes for different personalities.
The multiverse thing. You know what I mean?
It's just one verse, and like, yeah, the only part I'm saying that's intimate is like the emotion, how you follow is like the emotional part. The depths is like they died, that's it. They ain't coming back. They sad, they crying, that's it. It's just like, oh damn, I didn't know this could actually be happening. It's very rare. At least in Western culture, you don't really see that much, unless it's in like a movie written by a white man about struggle, or even black movies like you fall in love with the black dude, like, oh, he about to go to college, yeah, he about to get shot. They never make it to they never make it to college, and it's like, you know what I mean? Do the pause, or they like this, yeah, Jerome, he waving, yeah, Jerome got shot. Like, what happened to Jerome? He just faded away. Like, you know what I mean? You never really see the deaths unless it's in like either really black movies or a very Martin Scorsese movie. It's the only really time you see deaths will fall. Or even Quentin Tarantino.
Nah, shout out to Jordan Peele.
Yeah, no, Jordan Peele too. But yeah, but that's the best more of the thriller horror genre. But besides that, you're gonna see that.
I was gonna say, yeah, with anime, I agree. I think that like whether it's fantasy or real life situation like sports and stuff that we were talking about, they encapsulate like morals and that unity and like even your own inner power and like what you can do more than I see in like Western culture.
They teach you stuff too. You're like, damn, I may be struggling now.
They make you remember things that like you learned when you were younger, and you're an adult still watching. You're like, damn.
They have the best quotes. They got the best quotes. So you're like, you even realize you be having the worst day. You watch the anime, and for some reason that one episode has the best quote that relates to your life. You're like,
it helps.
You right. I can't be sitting here just upset all damn day. I can't change the past. Let me just move forward.
That's
right.
True.
The only time Disney has ever done it was in Lion King when Rafiki hit someone with the staff who was like, yeah, you can't change the past, but you know the past will hurt. But what we gonna do? You can run from it or learn from it. That's the only time you really hear more. But in anime, it's in everything. Everybody. There's been times where Naruto could turn evil, and the Kakashi had to talk to him like, look, my G. Even Naruto, what do you do when Sasuke try to turn evil? He's like, nah, I'm getting my man's back. I don't care if I lose my arm in the process. I'm getting my man's back.
Wait, I was also going to
say facts.
And I think it does a great job with like keeping your imagination alive, even like as an adult and your inner child, because when you're an adult, you're learning about, you know, responsibilities and doing shit you gotta do. Like, you don't have reminders in adult life about having fun and like that imaginative or creative aspect of life. So I feel like that's what anime does. Even as an adult, you know, you can still watch it and relate, whether when you were a child it's like the same thing.
I like how you said that with that where it's like when you're an adult and it reminds you of stuff, because like with both DC, Marvel, and like mangas, they're both adults making this stuff. It's not like the 16-year-olds like, oh man, I always want to do this, man. It's like they're all adults, but the difference is like what's weird is like DC and Marvel kind of try to like get the little kids like, hey, come, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, exactly, target their audience and be like, yeah, let me get the young ones, even if it's sometimes dark. Like, yeah, I want the young ones to read this. Whereas mangas, it's like it's really just a slice of life. Like, it's just like whether you're old or young, they, like you said, they say things very inspirational, and you're just like, actually brightened my day. Or you know what I mean? How many people, like you said, growing up talking about believe it? You know, like just them saying that made them feel like I got this.
How many people?
You know, my men do it.
How many people want to be a Super Saiyan? Let's be real. Yo, you all want to. Everybody did, because think of
One Punch Man instead.
because think about it. As a kid, that was a myth. Like we like, yo, we didn't know what Goku was gonna be like. Yo, this dude's losing. He's getting his ass whipped. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen, bro?
Just so that I know that I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Did you also do the?
Of course, we all did. We all tried to turn Super Saiyan. We always get to a fight. You want to get raged? You go to Goku mode, bro.
I didn't want to look crazy, but my mind.
You get pissed off. You think in your brain.
I would be
Catching them all.
I would be like, look, me and my little brother, we used to play Pokemon. I'm like, look, I'm Bulbasaur. I'm about to throw some dirt.
Oh,
at
he was
you.
different.
Oh yeah, I ain't doing a Pokemon.
I did a Pokeball, hoping that Pokemon came out. She said she was Bulbasaur.
You were throwing balls at animals.
No, she throwing balls at herself.
You were throwing balls at animals. She was like, hell yeah.
She said dirt.
Capture you, nigga. Like,
She did mud slap. It was super effective.
No, she was the Pokemon.
All right.
She was the Pokemon. She said, "I'm Bulbasaur. I'm gonna throw dirt at your face."
She said razor leaf. It's super effective. Critical hit.
Right?
You know how sometimes when you or, I don't know, somewhere in Pokemon where they were walking and then like
Tall grass.
what?
You know the tall guy when they walking in, you turn, you got to fight.
And then they're coming out of nowhere, and then you're like, all right, fight, or like two.
All right,
Pokemon
fight.
be fighting, you're like, oh
Fight
shit,
down.
like it's going down, like like that's what I was.
I was born Digimon, yo. I was like, nigga, I'm Agumon. I'm on Greymon all day. The original, of course.
All right.
That was the
I like
ish.
the original, but also like the new school generation.
The original is the top. Come on, man.
I wanted to add on to like the story depth though and character depth, but like all the way in ancient times, right? Like cavemen and cave women, they would like sit around the fire, and somebody who was good at telling stories would tell a dope ass story, and it would just capture everybody's imagination.
They didn't tell a story; they told a manga.
Exactly, and like the
they
stories they would
painting
tell
on
would have
walls.
these heroic characters who were good at this or good at that, but they also faced their hardships and had to grow and overcome and and that would inspire people who were listening to the story to be a better version of themselves. Even to this day, we have Mother Goose fables and Aesop tales that there's a moral to the story that helps you grow. And like, I feel like here in America, we lost that because of the corporation shit we're talking about. It's not so much about the story anymore. Like me personally, I feel like money ruins art. Like we live in a capitalistic society where making money is the name of the game, not necessarily making the dopest story, the most impactful story, creating the illest characters, creating the biggest cultural phenomenon. It's more about how much money are we making, and that's why we are falling off in the Western world because of the model we use to create stories. It's more so money minded, money backed. Where in Japan, they're not afraid to just end animes. Like this is gonna be the last one.
It's their life work.
Yeah, so that's what it goes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I feel like some of the best animes are the shortest ones because you don't need that much time to tell a good story. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all are just keeping it going and going and going, and clearly it's about the money, and the money will eventually ruin the art, and it's just gonna become dry. It's become very thin. It's not gonna be rich no more. So like I feel like that's really the difference between anime and American animation. Like because we're money minded, it be shallow. But in Japan, the culture is different, though. Their approach to story writing is different. So there's crazy character depth. They get into the psychology of the characters, the history of the characters, what type of trauma they went through, what they had to do to overcome that. And that's the reason why these characters become inspirational. And it's just different. You know what I'm saying? They're not really chasing the dollar. They're approaching the story writing with a certain level of respect and like admiration for the craft. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's the biggest difference.
I feel like in Japanese culture, it was because that's part of their culture. Literally, it's part of their culture to tell stories for centuries. It's literally in their culture to tell stories. So it's literally just telling stories. Like a lot of Japanese anime and manga is inspired by stories that have been told for years and centuries. Whereas in Western culture, let's be real, this is a white society. Let's be real for a second. This is very capitalist for money, but we lost sight of not us as ethnic people, but we're so based on money and like we gotta make the biggest dollar, we gotta do this, and we lost that. Whereas in Japanese culture, it's literally part of their DNA genetics to always tell the stories and never lose sight of that.
and they're very like in tune with their culture. That's
Very
why
in
if you
tune.
go to Japan, certain areas are very modern, while other areas they're like legit living that bush life, like growing fucking crops and shit in front of their house. So like it's almost a divide, really. Not necessarily a divide like they don't fuck with each other, but like you could legit travel from a farm to like the city in like that amount of time just because of how different.
They also don't like foreigners moving in too.
They don't, because they know taint the culture.
Wrap us up? Wrap us up for Christmas. Take a little quick break.
Hit them
So,
with the
last
wrap it up then.
Some last words.
Oh no, I was gonna say is that the thing about over in Western culture, right? The only stories you really see on Netflix that's being told is Viking stories. You know what I mean? And half of those don't really be true stories either. Majority of that they'll be fake as hell too.
I watched the Viking show on History Channel.
Yeah.
It's not historically accurate.
Yeah,
it's on the History Channel.
American culture likes to American culture just likes to lie on things, like to just make money and off that. But they never. It's not really true. So they don't do
Not
the
just to
history.
make money, but to keep us dumber.
Yeah, to keep us dumb, and they really hide the truth from us because they want things to be like, oh, we the saviors. Think about it in every TV show. Who's always the savior? Some white person that we
Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
Oh, he's always saving him. He's always saving the women in his own movie. Like, bro, white nigga. He's like, yeah, go there.
Honestly though, shout out to Rush Hour because Rush Hour made history. It was the first
hell yeah.
movie with a cop duo where one of them wasn't white.
Yeah.
And one of them
Black
was
guy
Asian.
and an
One of them was
guy.
Asian.
Like that's never
Asian
been
and
done.
black, yeah.
That's why we're accepted as black people in the manga community
Think
before
about it.
anybody else.
The
because
black
of that movie.
the black culture be the black people be the strongest characters in a lot of anime.
Could've been like an
and
Asian
and the Naruto, the Cloud Village. Who's messing with them? Right? Yeah, the Cloud Village and Fire Force, the black dude. Even
Old gun.
yeah,
Yeah, old gun.
yo, facts, snap. and having that, even I'm forgetting his name. The main character. Oh, damn! I just finished the season
Chad?
too.
Well,
Bleach?
let's get into it.
Nah.
Let's get
Go
into
ahead.
it. We're gonna take a 10-minute break, and then we'll get back into it.
We'll be right back after these messages.
You know it.
Sorry, that was a little.